Yeah, I was just thinking about this this video I watched once. It was about it was P Diddy, and it was like he was talking to his lifelong mentor, which is this Caucasian. I guess I don't. It's sort of important to identify him as Caucasian. Ray. I can't even remember his name. Some wealthy white guy. Ray or damn, I wish I had his name. But anyways, he was spreading some wisdom to P Diddy, and they were talking, you know, about a bunch of different shit. But the point, the piece that stuck out to me was then after Ray, or his mentor, shared, you know, a lot of wisdom with him about teachings from his dad, you know, from his culture, from his lineage, or, you know, whatever you want to, you know, that he learned over time and people gave to him, and he wanted to give to P Diddy, you know, as it meant from a mentor to a mentee. And then P Diddy wanted to reciprocate with some you know, some thoughts he had that reminded him of, you know, that we're like-minded or whatever. And he was sharing some stuff from his culture about teachings of Massamusa. And what I've heard about Massamusa is he was like the richest guy in Africa. And, you know, had wisdom or whatever. Maybe he was just an African stoic or whatever, but there's only like animated pictures of him, and it had me thinking, man. That's something Marcus Garvey was saying about how important it is for people to know who they are, where they come from, their lineage. You know, it's imperative. But one of the things that makes ADOS, American descendants of slavery, unique is that they had all of their history, all of their, you know, their family, their culture stripped from them completely, you know. And maybe that's why P Diddy's mentor is a white guy, and maybe that's why P Diddy felt the need to reciprocate his mentor's knowledge with knowledge that was given to him about a guy named Massamusa. So I don't know if Massamusa was a real guy or not, but I don't know, dude. I just started thinking that maybe that was something that they created from them, because you have 400 years of slavery, man. And maybe, you know, before you free the slaves or whatever, maybe some people had a conscience. I'm like, what the fuck did we do to these people? It's like, how are they ever going to, you know, and you free somebody from slavery, and they're going to really take those shackles off. Because it's not like they can go home and talk to their dad about, all right, well, we're not slaves anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's like they don't have that knowledge, they don't have that wealth, they don't have that heritage. Because they had it all stripped from them. They can't go back to Africa. So I wonder if, you know, that was something that was instilled them by Massa, or that was something that they created. Because that's what was their father, you know, Massa, or whatever. I don't know what the teachings of Massamusa was, but I mean, it sounds pretty outlandish. Like, he was the richest man in Africa, and maybe it's something they made up. I wish they'd learned that about Kwanzaa too. That was kind of something, because I think a lot of people thought Kwanzaa came from Africa, and maybe it does. But when I looked it up, it sounded like something that came out of like black nationalist movements. Civil rights and stuff. I forget the guy, his name. Damn, names are slipping me lately. That came up with Kwanzaa. But yeah, that was more of that. You know, people wanting to be in touch with their country. I think that's where it's important to differentiate between what they call afro culture, you know, versus African. Because it's like, dude, I know Nigerians, Senegalese people from Senegal, and Sierra Leone, you know, they're all over this country. Immigrants. Then it black people. And a lot of ADOs, American descendants of slavery, black people. You know, people want to lump them together like they're the same, but they're not. You know what I mean? It's like, you're not going to get a guy, you know, who has a rich culture in Africa and stuff as an immigrant to be going along with Kwanzaa and stuff, or be talking about Massamusa. I don't think. I might be wrong. I might be totally wrong. But that's the thing is, you know, Afro-American culture is like, it's a made-up American culture. It's American culture. It's American subculture is all it is. It's not, the only thing African about it is that it's like they took little pieces of it and stuff to you know, so they felt some connection back to one's culture, you know, amidst a 400 year like you know, missing information. A 400 year, I just danced right. It's just like, I mean, wow. I mean, it's pretty fucked up, right? Really fucked up. But yeah, man, what was my point? But yeah, I guess that's where that stuff comes from. And anyways, dude, and then it's like Wakanda, all this Wakanda stuff, and it's cute and stuff, and it's great. But I think what's lost on a lot of people sometimes is that that's American culture. Those are Afro-American culturalistic ideas. They're not from Africa. There is no Wakanda. You know what I mean? I just think it's important to remember that. And it's like Black Panther, the character, was written by a white guy. It just kind of sounds like more Massamusa stuff. And I just think when people know that, then they can, you know, they can own their own ideas and stuff and know where they come from and, you know, what's actually their culture and what isn't. Maybe they can stop, you know, pointing fingers and blaming people for this or blaming people for that, because it's like, you know, now you gotta own your own shit. You gotta learn your own culture, learn another's culture, and, you know, find a way to have cohesion and balance and harmony and live in it, you know, world, you know, because you hear people like Dr. Umar and stuff are coming from a place of anger, or even like Farrakhan, and it's like, I was mad, man, when it's like, you're really looking for sovereignty and independence. So it's like, in order to get that, dude, you really gotta let go a lot of all that resentment and that anger, you know, and learn things like that Massamusa might have not been a real person, you know, and you know, you can admire some of the white people who like P Diddy, dude, that's pretty cool. He has Ray, I think it's Dalio in his life to mentor him and stuff. I don't know, I mean, it sounds like a healthy relationship. Mentors are important, you know, so good on him for doing that. I think maybe some black people do it when they don't want to, you know, accept the white man's information. That's the white man, or call a white man. And I mean, it's like, dude, you're really just limiting yourself, because it's like, you really got to look for brotherhood and cohesion and people who are doing it right, people you admire and respect despite your skin color. You got to remove that, dude. It goes the other way too. Like, there's a lot of black people in America that look up to, aspire to be like, and respect people like Martin Luther King, or it's like, dude, all my heroes in America are all black. I didn't have a problem doing that. You know what I mean? Because no one's telling me black people are bad. My whole life is like, they're telling me, like, those are a special people who've been knocked down their whole fucking lives, and their ancestors. And it's like, they're still here, and they're still here, and they're kicking ass, bro. Everywhere I looked was the Wayans brothers as a kid, man. James Brown, you know, all of these black people do just, Michael Jordan just crushing it, you know? It's like they've always been better at everything than white people. So I don't have any problem, you know, if I was to get a black mentor or something, or to look up to black people. I think maybe, dude, sometimes black people get called Uncle Toms and stuff if they're looking up or trying to be like the white people. Or they get called the sellout. You know? Maybe. I don't know, dude. Just some thoughts I had. Massamusa. Have you guys ever heard of Massamusa? Ray Dalio, I think's his name. I don't know, man. I'm just out here in a fucking cornfield. Looking like a weirdo. Talking about fucking P Diddy. Black nationalism. I don't really know anything about these topics. It was introduced to me, and I don't know, I ended up watching it, so Much love.